Put that on. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Monday Jumpstart. I love Mondays. I love starting my week with you. Oh, was that a
I do not like Mondays. I do like Monday Jumpstart, but I do not like Mondays.
I like Mondays, and that's why I like having Jumpstart on Mondays, because it makes it even better. If you don't like Mondays, hopefully Jumpstart makes it good or tolerable. Oh, man. Okay, let's see. I'm getting this, my TV up here so I can see. There we go. Okay, so, I didn't grab the Project Life cards. Everything but.
Marianne.
Hello, Margie. Jello.
Oh, I need to...
Hi, Christy. Welcome. Glad you're here. Hello, Glennis. Hope y'all had a good weekend. Hi, Karen. So good to see you. You must have been busy lately. It's been a while. It's good to see you. Hey, Julie. Julie's getting coffee. She's probably back by now. Happy to see you, Julie. Hello, Deanne. Morning. Well, it's noon. It's mid-afternoon for you. Mid-afternoon for you. Hope you're having a great day. Christy smashed it. What did you smash? Now I want to know. Probably, I don't know. Was it a spider? Monday is Margie's favorite day. It's my favorite day too, Margie. I like it. Well, I like a lot of the days. So it is lunchtime for Dawn Marie. Awesome. So eating lunch, crafting with us. Who is going to play along with us today? We're going to use some of those Project Life cards that you might have had sitting around forever and just haven't used. I'm gonna grab I'm gonna grab a few more, but first of all, I want to remind you that it is only January 23rd. You have plenty of time to get into the January prompt challenge, and I really encourage you to do it. Super simple. All you need to do is take the 4 prompts that are listed and make something, anything you want. It can be elaborate, it can be simple, it can be a card, a tag, a card for somebody, a journal page. It can be whatever you want it to be. And at the end of the month, the last day of the month, we will pull this hashtag. You need to use this hashtag when you post it in the group. Oh. We'll pull this hashtag, and somebody's going to win $10 to use at either one of our live sales or on the website, which I am working now on stocking. There's about 300 items that are in there, but you can't see them all yet because they don't have images or they don't have prices. So it takes a lot of time to do that. So I'm working on getting those added, and then they will all go live. So we'll get that website stocked for you. But $10 is $10. Hey, I'd take $10 anytime. So if there's only 3 or 5 people that do it because they were busy in January, you got a good chance of winning. So January's prompts, which were chosen by Miss Glennis, are Black, Snowman, Music Page, Brad, and the bonus is Metallic. Your interpretation of how and what you want to do anything, any way you want. And then on our YouTube channel here, we are almost at 1,000 subs. We're getting close to 1,000 subscribers. So if you comment after the video is over on this video or any of the past videos that are here on Happy Paper People, as soon as we hit 1,000 subs, we are going to pull this hashtag 1,000 subs, and somebody is going to win a prize that is valued at more than $450. It is a flat rate box that is stuffed full of craft supplies. I can't even tell you what's in there because I did it a couple of months ago when we first started thinking about this, and now I don't remember because I stuffed it full, sealed it up so things wouldn't spill out, and it's already ready to be labeled and shipped. So let's get that out to somebody so they can start using all the fun stuff.
Christy said, no commenting, please. I need that box.
No commenting.
You better take out Glennis. Christy. And Christy said she put her snowman away But Christy, you can draw it, or you can even write the word snowman. It doesn't have to be a snowman. It's
yeah.
your interpretation of a snowman.
Seriously.
It could be square blocks that you make a snowman with. It's your interpretation of snowman.
Exactly. You could draw. You could cut out of black paper 3 round circles and make a snowman. And instead of making it white with black on it, make it black with white on it.
Yeah, then you got two of your things down already.
Trace something around. Yeah. And then draw it, color it in.
Household has been sick for the last 3 weeks. Oh, that sucks, Karen. I'm sorry.
Oh, Karen, I'm so sorry. Hi, Angie.
Angie says you don't have to ship to me. I can just come pick it up. You're not getting it, Angie. You're not getting it.
Well, Angie,
unbeknownst to you, I'm going in and deleting all your comments, Angie.
You better get to commenting. There are a few people that have been very, very diligent in going back and commenting on all our past videos. Now, I will say you need to leave a comment that is more than just hashtag 1000 subs. Sometimes YouTube will throw that out thinking it's a bot or a spammer. So leave a comment and include in the comment hashtag 1000 subs. Okay. But there are a couple people being shipped to Texas. It's ready to go. There are a couple of people that have been very diligent.
Yeah, I try, but I don't always get
commenting. So make sure you do that. And if you would take a second, give us a thumbs up. We appreciate that. Let us know that you appreciate being here on a Monday. That's always fun. We are still in January of 2023. So, let's not forget what our year's all about. It's not far enough into the year to have forgotten what we even thought about the beginning of the year, right? 2023 in HPP is going to be the year of using scraps and forgotten supplies. So scraps meaning paper, fabric, lace, ribbon, scraps of everything, scraps of all the stuff that we use, scraps of stickers and die cuts and little things that are just left, those scraps. If you're hanging on to them, we're going to use them or lose them. Okay, that's our plan this year, to either use it or lose it. Use it up or toss it. And forgotten supplies. A couple of things I want you to think about today while we're going along. What are some forgotten supplies in your stash? For me, it was frames. I've got a bunch of frames and I just never think about using them. So they kind of sit in the drawer. That's something. Maybe it's a tool. Maybe what?
Marty said, if we have forgotten where we put our supplies, we can't use them.
We'll have a day of finding our forgotten supplies. Lost supplies. That's funny.
I find them and I'm just like, I haven't used this. Look, I got more of these. Oh, look, these are in the wrong place. Oh, look, I have a ton of these now.
But even if you sit where you're sitting and you look around your room and you go, oh, I remember that's over there with that in that drawer. I haven't used that in years. Things like that. If you will put in the chat today, but I need you to do this because it's hard to keep up with chat and it's hard for Candy to extract those very specific things when there's a lot going on. If you can type in caps, forgotten supply, and then what it is. Forgotten supply.
Wait, can I just put like 3 question marks?
Yeah.
Instead
or you
of
can just put question. Or what?
I would just put like 3 question marks.
Is question marks easy enough to see? Okay.
Yeah.
So just put 3
do all
question
caps too. Do all caps, but do the question mark in front of it so I know you're not marginal.
Yep. 3 question marks. 3 question marks tells Candy your eyes kind of as you scroll down the page with your eyes, they kind of go to those question marks.
And when we search, and I'll try to save the chat today, and when we search
with question marks.
Okay. Yeah, if we miss somebody, we can go back and find
that. That helps. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, if you'll put in the chat with 3 question marks and any forgotten supply or something that you're just not getting much use out of or that you haven't touched in a while that maybe we can incorporate in. Candy and I have a list, but we want to know what things you have that you haven't used that you would like to do and see if they match up with our list, if there's things we want to add to our list. Okay. I've still forgotten what the supplies are. Forgotten what the supplies are.
Yeah, well, when you find it,
Yeah.
Well, I've been in I don't know, the beginning of the year for me is for me to go through my room and I kind of hit every area and kind of
reorient yourself with what's there.
Well, and I kind of organize it, make sure that it's in a good spot that I don't need to move it or,
Yeah. It's good, that reorganization, or if it's just kind of tidying up, to go through everything and remind yourself of what's even there. I do have things that I forgot I had because they're in a container. And if I haven't touched that container in a while, I just kind of forget about it. Okay. Then, what?
What is today? The 23rd?
Today's the 23rd.
Oh my God.
We're gonna show you a way to use maybe a forgotten supply or a not used supply and scraps at the same time today. And we're going to do that at the first part. And then we're going to move into a Q&A if you have any Qs for us to a Q&A. And that is a lot of times in the chat, you'll ask questions and they're not about what we're doing. And so it kind of would take us off topic. So if you have questions about anything, with anything, crafting, me, Candy, I'm going to throw her under the bus there.
No.
Okay,
I won't read those ladies. Just telling you.
I did not tell Candy she'd have to answer questions. So if they're about Candy, I will answer them for you. That's even better. No, if you have any questions for me at all about anything, let's good day to answer them, and we'll do some Q&A. Sometimes that's a lot of fun. Sometimes it's not. Again, put 3 question marks and type your question. And go ahead and type those. Candy will be extracting those along the way.
Okay. Kristen's cataloging her inventory now, so she has a lot.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's kind of what I do on certain things, like my inks for sure, and my sprays.
So, Christy, as you're doing that, if you are seeing things, make yourself a quick list there, and then put in 4 or 5, whatever they are, those things that you want to, have a day on using. Put them all in at the same time. That helps.
And Julie, I don't inventory everything. I do not. Like, I inventory my inks.
But you can go through things to remind yourself of what you have.
Yeah.
How much you have, what you haven't.
I don't inventory my paint because I figure
that's not necessarily inventorying.
No big deal.
Yeah,
I do the ink pads, the Nouveau drops, because I don't have those out where I can see them readily. Mm-hmm. So I try to have a list, so when Marianne brings them out, I can say, "Oh, I got that one. I don't need to order that one." That kind of thing. And I don't have a checkered past, Margie. I'm a goody two shoes. Okay.
If you want to do something on inventorying,
and I said that without rolling my eyes.
That's why I was laughing. We could, we could do something on inventorying if that is a topic that interests you. Y'all may know how to do it. You're just not doing it or don't want to do it, and that's totally fine. Not everybody does. So, just a second here. I'm just pulling out some more Project Life cards because
yeah, Julie. Well, and you don't buy from Marianne during the lives either, and so sometimes when she's got them up there right away, I gotta be able to know right away.
Right away if she has this one.
I need to say, hey, I want that, or yeah. So I inventory those kind of things.
Candy doesn't always know ahead of time what we're going to sell.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sometimes there isn't time, or sometimes as I'm going through stuff, I'm like, oh. We've got these. We need to fit these in.
Sprays, they aren't expensive. They aren't too expensive, but you run out of places to put them if you are buying duplicates all the time.
Right. That's me. I don't have room to put a lot of duplicates. So
yeah, there's only certain things there's just a few things I inventory. Mostly it's the inks and stuff.
The things of color.
Yeah.
The things with lots of different colors, so you know which colors you still want to get.
Yeah.
That's me. Yep. Well, hello.
Well, if you don't have Project Life cards, you can use any card. You can use index cards, any size journal cards.
I just have a ton of them, and so I want.
Yeah, I bought 2 of those big sets, and
okay, yeah, I know I've got a whole box, but if I was not going to open that whole box yet until I used up what I knew was out here.
I mean, I have different sizes. I mean,
so
big ones, little ones.
So, if you don't have Project Life cards, they come in different sizes. And if you want, we can share with you what sizes we have and that we're using, and you can cut them to size. But what I would do, if you don't have Project Life cards, is pull out your larger scraps, and I would cut larger scraps, even if it's something you don't necessarily like the surface of, that it's going to get covered. So that is totally okay.
4x3 and Wow, 5 3/4.
What's the small one? Is it like 2.5 by 3.5, something like that?
Mine's 4 by 3. Oh, I don't get. You're talking that little square one.
No, the little Project Life.
These are the little Project Lights I have.
Oh, can you put it back on double screen? I'm sorry.
Oh, I didn't know she hadn't. I just got this size. I mean, I have the littler ones that are like the half.
Okay,
I'm not using those. Those are too tiny.
What's the measurement on that?
These are like 4 by 3.
Oh, are they? Okay, that is the small Project Life.
And the bigger ones.
And then there's a medium size. And then there's a large.
6 by 4. These are 4 by 6s.
4 by 6. And then here's the large. The large is like 6 by 8. So this is the large, 6 by 8. I've got a bunch of these. I'm going to cut them in half.
Those are too big. Yeah, those are too big.
I'm going to cut them in half.
These are a nice size. These will fit on the page and.
Yeah. I figure I'll cut these in half, make 4 by 6s, and because I just can't use this large. Yeah. So okay, let's get to playing and show you what we're gonna do. Let me show you a couple.
Work. Yeah, you have different things. Index cards will work because the index cards you got the mediums and you got the small. Yeah, you got different sizes. So the medium ones, the 5 by 7s will work for big ones.
I've got some other cards here that are not Project Life cards, but I think they were cut apart from a 12 by 12 pack. I'm not going to use it. I'm going to use that in this project for like a Project Life card. So this one, for example, is 4 by 3, which happens to be the same as a Project Life card. Yeah, so the small one, if you want them to be the same size as the Project Life cards, then 4 by 3, just take scrapbook paper, any of your scrap or extra, go to scraps first if you can. Use them up. Again, use them or lose them this year. 4 by 3, and then the next size is 4 by 6, and the next size is 6 by 8. And so they're all increments of themselves so that, they fit together. If you were doing a scrapbook page, you could lay them out and get equal square there. So 3 by 4, 4 by 6, 6 by 8. But for me, 6 by 8 is way too big. I'm going to cut
the work too.
What?
Guest checks.
Guest checks will work.
They're similar.
Index cards, but again, I'm going to use up scrapbook paper though before I use up my guest checks and my index cards.
Yeah, I'm just saying if you have.
So if you've got scrapbook paper or if you've got junk mail that your junk mail is just piling up, you've got way too much, use that. So 3 by 4, 4 by 6, 6 by 8, you can make them any size you want, but those are the sizes of the Project Life cards that we'll cut down from. So we're just going to cut these. Some of these I kind of like, I don't know. So I'll have to decide if I want to cut that up and use it otherwise, but I'm going to take these. Man, there's 3 of each one. Woo, and some of them are kind of hideous colors. I'm sorry, Becky. Some of them are hideous colors.
I know.
Oh, Becky Higgins. I don't mean that. I love everything.
They can all be journal covers if you want, depending on what size journal you want to make, Julie.
Yeah, it's true. So I'm going to take the ones that I would be least likely to cut up and use for anything else. And hey, Penny. Hi, Sherry. See, both of you just came in. Awesome.
Oh, I missed Sherry.
All right. Sherry Having is here. And Nicholas Miller. Howdy. I saw somebody before you did. Okay. So these are all, let's see, these are cute books, but the colors, I wouldn't use these colors really in a junk journal book thing. So, but these are all about school. And so, kids, the colors need to be brighter. And so I totally get that. It's not that the colors
they don't have patina on them. They are hideous.
Yeah, exactly. It's not that the colors are hideous. It's that the colors are meant for children and, school, scrapbooking their school stuff and not for what we're doing in junk journaling. That's what I mean. They're not hideous colors. I like the colors. I mean, heck, this is almost patina. But, add some rust to it, a little bit of patina. Oh, that's cute. Yeah. That'd be cute to write on.
That's cute. Yeah.
That's a cute journal page there. That might just go onto a page of a book. So I'm going to set that aside. Okay, so let me show you what we're doing. These will be the ones that I'll cut and use first. Show you a couple examples, some good ones, some bad ones. You can do this a number of ways. Where we took the inspiration from, was it Seven Plaza?
No.
Can't remember who.
No, hold on. I'll find
and basically, the inspiration that we got was covering the back, collaging the whole thing with book page. And it's not necessarily one piece of book page, but it's collage. There's 3 or 4. You can see the different. Let me see if I can zoom in here a bit. I'm gonna try that. Try the zoomy zoom. Whoop! Is that enough? Did that work? There we go. Okay, so you can see different print. I wasn't going to go large. I was just going to zoom. Different print. There's like probably 4 or 5 pieces here. And then over the top of it, collaging some other flat pieces. So this can be used as a journal card. And now this on this side, I could ink it if I want. I could add a word or something else when I go to use it. And then the back side is used for journaling. So I'm going to look at each one of the cards and say, well, which side could I use for journaling? Most likely, I like this one because it's like a postcard. And then the other side is the side I'm going to cover. And so this one I cut with decal scissors. And again, it's 4 or 5 pieces collaged on the back, and then just some other pieces collaged on top. Okay, same thing.
Craft designs.
Okay, that's right, Camille. Julia, I think is her name. Is that right, Julia from?
I don't watch her enough to know her name. Yeah. I do watch stuff, but
this one I cut with a straight edge, and then just some very simple collage on top. A way to use up some scraps. Some of these extra punches or embellishments that have been sitting around, little torn off pieces of paper that I love, so I didn't want to throw it away. But if I don't use it, I got to lose it. So this one, most of it is one piece and then just filled in on the top there. These are just some bases, how we start. And then it's all covered. You can use any color paper. This one is all one piece of book page. Book page, music page. That's all one piece. So these are ready to go to decorate. And the back side is just, whichever side I thought. And I tried to get close enough to the edge and then leave a little bit of color as a border. But if you don't like the color, go all the way to the edge. It's perfectly fine. So that side could be journaled on. Okay, another example of just putting some basic leftover scraps on for a little bit of collage. I need to press these. Some of them put collage gel on them and then they're all kind of wrinkly. So what I did, you can see right here. This is a whole pile of just bits and bobs and scraps and leftover stuff that's been sitting on my desk. And my goal is to use as much of that as I can. I've got some other little punches that I've punched out of scraps that have been sitting here for a long time. Let me just finish showing you these so we can be done. This one is a collage, a little cluster. You can either put a larger collage on it or a cluster. The cluster I just made out of scraps on my desk as I was cleaning them up. So I just picked up that cluster and put it on here. And this one really needs to be pressed. This one is covered with a napkin. And then a piece of a vellum butterfly that is colored with linen paste. And then this one is covered with the tissue paper out of this month's Happy Paper box. And I just put one of the labels. We made the labels a few weeks ago. Love these labels. I'm using them on everything. That's one of the best projects we've done. They are so usable. So using those labels on these too. So already, a whole stack. Some of these need to be decorated, but a whole stack of journal cards ready to go. I'm telling you, I've never been able to put together a journal so fast as having all these things ready, and varieties of colors, varieties of sizes, varieties of styles. You know, some things in flowers and butterflies and shabby or clean or all the different things, so that if I'm putting together a journal, I can go through it and I can find something that is going to go with that journal in all the different things that we've been making. So I'm going to take these 6x8 and I'm going to cut them in half. And then I've also got a few other cards here. These are some halves, I think, of 6x8s. Those need to be cut down. That came from a Project Life card where I just cut off a part of it. These are all Project Life cards, these little guys. See, this came from a school pack, and I'm never going to do a scrapbook with school on it. But I don't want to throw away and waste the cards. So that side could be journaled on. If I don't like either side, then I'll pick one side to cover, and then the other side I'll put a piece of coffee dyed paper on to journal on. So this would be easy to journal on. Oh, they're both. One is cream with white and one's white with cream. Just little pocket cards. But if they're not things you're going to use, that could be journaled on. And I cover that side. So yeah, any of those little cards. I mean, I have tons of these. I might use that, cover that up, and make a mini library card. So I'll keep that one. Yeah, there's just any of those. So the basic Project Life cards, if you want to go to that size and you're cutting down something else or using scrapbook paper, I would use scraps of your scrapbook paper. If you've got offcuts, they're not necessarily scraps, but offcuts. 3x4, 4x6, and 6x8. If you want something this large, if you do large journals where that will work. If not, then 3x4 and 4x6 are the basic size. Maybe you like one that's 3x5. 4x6 gives you a little bit of width to be able to put something on. So I'm gonna do, let me move these. I'll take these that are already cut in half and I'll start with those. I have the tissue paper with me from all three boxes. The last three boxes, November, December, January. I've got some scraps of napkin that need to be used up. See, that would be hard to write on and fill with that. So I can cover one and I can put some coffee dyed paper on the back. That could be written on with a dark pen. Well, that could too. I kind of like that. Okay, so the first thing, these were already cut in half. Both of those are going to have to be covered. I'm putting face up the side that I'm going to cover. And then this needs to be cut. And what do we have? We have just over 3, so I'll make them 4. I'll make these 3x4 cards. And give me some little offcuts that I can use in my decorating. So 3x4. You could even make some teeny tiny ones if you wanted to. 3x4. You could, if you wanted to, tea dye or coffee dye these before you even start doing them.
I need my coffee badly.
Did you go get some?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Marianne had me up late last night, ladies. It's all her fault.
What? I went to bed before you did, so I don't know how late you were up.
Well, I couldn't go to bed right away.
All right. So here are my cards. And then I'm going to round the corners, and you can, pick whatever. If you want to do them decorative, great. If you want to pick quarter or half, whatever, and round them, you could even angle them. You could do whatever on the corners. I just want them all to be the same, since some of them are already rounded. And I'm rounding the one that's rounded because it's not rounded the exact same size as this rounder. So that makes sure that they're all the same. So I'll do that quickly. And actually, I could do that 2x2. They don't need to do that 1 by 1. So 2, 2, 2. Okay. It'd go a little faster, but I do like to do a bunch at a time. I don't like to do one, even when I'm putting down the paper, and I'll show you why. Thank you, Margie, for putting those dimensions in there. Turn those around. So the Barely Art came in on Saturday, Margie. So I'm going to message you to make sure which pack. I got 2 different packs that have tops and pins in them, to make sure which one it is that you want. I will do that. Embrace the we.
No, it does not embrace the we.
Mini journal cards are very cute. So like this, I could take these, cut it down just a little bit to be the same proportion as a 3x4 and make mini journal cards. Yeah, love them. And heck, if you're making mini journals, you need mini journal cards for sure. We make all the other things mini. Okay. Helps if I turn them around the same side so that the corner is together.
I'm using up some old book pages I have. I'm using up some old book pages I have that are just sitting here because I refuse to use them. I'm using them.
I've got pages, parts and pieces of book pages, music pages. So yeah, I want to use up some of those. And I tried to grab some that were different colors, like some white, some aged a little bit, some really dark. Ouch, I just cut myself on a piece of paper. If I start bleeding, I'll have to go get a Band-Aid. But
a craft injury already.
Mm-hmm. A war injury. Okay, so I'm going to set out.
And you do not have to ink these, ladies. I like to
the ones I showed you, I didn't ink any of them. I didn't ink any of the paper before I put it down. You can. Like this, the edge, I will ink it because it's white, and this over here is dark. So to kind of bring them all in tune a little bit. Okay, I'm going to set down 2 of each size. And I'm going to start with scraps of paper, book page. I'm going to get my deckled edge.
They're asking if you got the bear refills, the bear bottle.
Big bear refills. Yes, I did. Yep, the refill bottles. I got everything. I got some of everything. I got some of the individual bottle, some of the bundle, some of the refill bottle. I got them all. Because, we all have something. We're at a different stage of using them. Okay, so I got my deckled scissors. I don't know if I'll do deckled scissors or leave them straight. May do some of each. So
I'm just cut them deckled, but I didn't. I forgot. I grabbed
deckled to start. Okay, now I want this rounded. I do because this is rounded down here. So no big deal. I don't grab the corner rounder because it's all deckled. I'm just going to give it a little bit of this side deckled too. I just went, did the corner a little bit deckled. And it doesn't matter if it's exactly round or kind of cut off because it's deckled so that it looks a little more worn. I'm going to take this one maybe a little bit closer to the edge because it is all white around, and then I can just ink the edge and it might pick up the paper too. Okay, there we go. And now I don't need to deckle the top because I'm going to put something else right over the top of that. What?
I just pushed my paper right off the desk.
Oh, nice.
As I was trying to glue it. Put on the
Yay, glue refills. I know. Yeah, this is the 4-ounce bottle, which I love using. It's so easy to hold in my hand. But this one's almost out. I might have to refill it today.
Oh, I have the 2-ounce. I have both the 2 and the 4-ounce. I prefer the 2-ounce.
There's the 11-ounce refill bottle. I might have to refill it today because it's feeling pretty light. Okay, and then they have 2. I don't remember 2 different sets that have tips and pins in them in different ways, and I think I got both of those. I know the bundle comes with it, so if you don't have it at all or you need a new small container and a refill, I think that's what it is. Yeah. So the box came on, UPS came on Saturday, and Doug went and got it. And he came in and he says, "You got a box full of some almost art." That's about how long it took me. I'm like, almost. And because I knew it was barely art being delivered, because UPS texted the day before and said it'll be delivered between, like 2 and 5 in the afternoon. Okay, great. I'm prepared. And then like at 10:15, I get a text. It'll be delivered between 9:15 and 12:15. Okay. We're right in the middle of that right now. So anytime, literally 1 minute later, guy pulls up. Like, awesome. He's like, "I'm in the area. I'll just go ahead and do it right now." Change. I like to just cut off the white edges so that there's printing all the way to the edge. And these cut better if there's more than one page, actually. But I will hang on to these edges until I finish this project today, because I might use them. Sometimes I'll use these to put a word on top of it, so it's a little bit of backing, and ink it, or sometimes as a little strip, as you're collaging. But if I don't use them today, I'm tossing them.
Did you find out about her box?
No. You got another box coming to you, Penny. Hers was delivered to Michigan.
Kind of like that one book I ordered, got delivered to Oregon.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, what? Why didn't it get returned? I don't understand.
This one should have been returned, but yeah, nope. Somebody collected it. So, No, there's a new box coming to you, Penny. It's funny. Okay, so if you have any questions, that was not like, that was just a question about her box. I get that. But if you have questions that you want answered, whether it's about art or whatever, now's the time to ask. I may not always answer.
On the live, I would have been cussing at it.
I'm just going to do one whole sheet that will cover this. I'm going to cover it with some collage anyway, so it doesn't need to be parts and pieces looking like a collage. So I'm going to do that. I like the difference in color.
I've got some Yes paste. I bought this a long time ago, like 2 years ago, but it's very thick. And the brushes I had, I did not like using it with it. And these silicone brushes were not sturdy enough.
Yeah,
so I bought bigger brushes, and they come in the other day, and I was like, I need to try to use this glue because it's just sitting up there drying out. And surprisingly, it still works.
Does anybody use Yes paste?
And this is like 2 years old, ladies. I'm telling you, it's
over
2 years old.
Wow. Does anybody out there use Yes paste? KK isn't here. I know she does for some things.
You have to brush it on because it's like butter. It's like butter. It's
very thick like butter. I haven't used it. Hi, Sandy. Yeah,
Sandy.
I know KK said that she uses that for certain things.
I did like to collage with it because it does not warp the paper as much.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, she doesn't use it for everything, but I don't remember what she told me she uses it for.
Yeah, I did like it for collage, but like I said, the brushes, it was just a pain in that butt to keep cleaning.
Yeah. And I know it's kind of expensive. I can get
it. It was, but it lasts forever.
Right.
And I'm telling you, this thing is over 2 years old and it's still.
Wow. That's why KK came to me because, it is kind of expensive. So she said, can you get this? So we can get it a little bit better price. And I can't.
It wasn't as expensive when I bought it 3 years. I'm going to tell you, this was probably when I first started. So you're talking
everything's gone up. Yeah.
Before, because I got this before I got the Barely Art. I mean, the glitter glue.
Oh, wow. Yeah. The art
because I thought, when I first started, I thought that glitter glue was for, glitter and jewelry.
Glitter. I thought
it had glitter in it. Yeah. And I was like,
I thought art glitter glue had glitter in it. And I'm like, I don't want glue that has glitter in it.
Yeah.
I had glue from the Dollar Tree that was glitter glue. And when you squeeze the glue out, the glue was glittery. I didn't want that on these projects. So I'm like,
yeah, I've had mine, but I've had mine a long time. And it says you can add water to it, warm water.
Oh. Glennis uses Yes paste. Glennis, what do you use it for? Everything or certain things?
I just did it again.
I'm gonna have to be careful because my left arm is gonna knock all these little bits and bobs off on the floor if I'm not careful.
Did you find your old lace paper, Marianne?
Old lace paper. Old.
No, we're not showing videos.
Oh, old lace, Stamperia old lace. Angie, no, but I am putting in an order with Stamperia tonight for their new line, Welcome Home. In fact, as soon as we're done with this, I will put a link in the group with a little video to watch that they sent me introducing the new line, Welcome Home. And you guys go watch it. And if you want anything from Welcome Home on a pre-order, because I'm not going to order a ton of it, we've got so much stuff in stock. If you want some of that Welcome Home, just comment on it and tell me which parts and pieces you want. I think I've got all the prices written down. I can put in there too. But, you know, they're the same Happy Paper People prices as always. No new prices. But, yeah, let me know if you want some of that, and I'll add it to the order, which is going in tonight.
Really, if you want us to show that card, you need to send a picture, not a video. We can't show the video.
But have you? Did she already make one right now?
No, before. She's made from a Project Life card. Just take a picture of it. She sent a video.
Oh, you did this project with a Project Life card?
No, it's different.
Oh.
Listen to me, woman.
Well, I thought that, I mean, usually we just show pictures of the thing we're doing today. So I'm sorry. I'm a little confused. I'm trying to cut 8 pages here. So that's why I was confused that she'd already sent it, because I already had one done.
Now it's an older one.
Of today's project. But if it's not today's project, then okay, I'll get it in. If you send it, Julie, as a picture, not a video, or you could put the video in the group.
Yeah, put the video in the group. I mean,
if you want people to see the video rather than a picture, put it in the group for sure, because people will watch it there. But if it's a picture, give me a bit. When we finish doing this basic thing, I'll pull them up. All right. So yeah, so I just started making those as samples, and I was really pleased with how fast I was going through stuff, you know, using bits and pieces. It was kind of nice. So let's see.
Oh, sorry, ladies. Didn't mean to do that.
Okay. Hiccup or a burp.
Loud.
Okay. And get that
yeah, just post a video in the group.
Yeah, I think that'd be best, because we'd like to see the video, but definitely in the group. All right. So I'm just using big old pieces to put on here. And some of these offcuts, then I will use to collage the smaller ones, just to get a background on them. And if I don't like the color of the edge, if I don't like the color of the edge.
Can you talk today?
No, apparently not. We were talking about, you know, we just put some lunar paste on it, or a different color ink, or if it's a dark color, ink is not going to do anything on it. You need to cover it with something like lunar paste, or, you know, a mousse or a wax. So yeah, Angie, I added old lace onto the Stamperia order.
Oh, I love that pad.
Yeah, it's pretty. We sold out last time. I thought I had one more, but I don't. Okay, now let's get these little guys. Probably. Don't tell Angie. She might get mad at you.
And you're not getting it, Angie.
She wasn't there, and she didn't buy it, so it's okay. It's her loss. Not your fault.
Her turbo scooter was a little slow.
You got to show up if you want to get it. Okay, let's see if that's, that might be just about the right length. That would be perfect. Then when this is deckled, just cut the corners off. It ends up looking like it's rounded anyway. So I need to turn this so I can see it a little bit better.
Not properly, obviously.
Margie was sitting here trying to figure out what you said. Need to upgrade my secret decoder ring again. Wow.
Oh, when you.
Oh, with Julie. Yeah, where she typed something.
Oh, yeah, the 15-second when she typed, it would come up something 15 service. I think.
Oh, that's
I
funny.
was like, what?
15-second video. Yeah, Margie's pretty good at decoding, but now and then. All right. Okay. The other thing I might do is take these over to the sewing machine and just sew around them.
After you got to do that at the end, after.
And yeah, after they're all done, just add that little touch.
I won't glue them right now.
Yep. Not on camera.
Didn't want you ladies to be jealous.
So, okay, so I would like to see in the comments some things that you would like to do Monday Jumpstarts on.
Not yet. Wait till we're.
Oh, you want to wait? Okay.
Get one of these done first.
Okay, yes. Oh, that's good because then Candy has to pay attention to that and write it down. So give her a chance to. So keep thinking about what you want. I'll tell you, like, we are planning one on pan pastels. If you've got pastels, that's going to be fun. We have a whole list of things, but we'd like to know what you would like to do and or see. Maybe it's something you don't have that you're wondering if you'd like to get it, but you'd really like to see us experiment with it before you get it. Maybe it's something you have that looked cool.
Mark, you can use these for the front of a cover as a cover.
You do what?
Journal card. Margie says this looks like something she could do, but she doesn't have a use for them. They make cute covers, I think.
Oh yeah, 2 of these together make a cute little cover for a mini book.
I think so. That's just
absolutely
how I
a little collage cover. You could cover these in little Alice ephemera. That would be cute. I have some little Alice ephemera. I should do that on some. Oh, did I cut that a little too tight? Ooh, well, that's okay. Then it'll be a little thinner. Angie said she won't get mad at you.
My drug interactions are not pretty.
And they come out easily if you get mad. If Angie gets mad at you. It's funny. Okay, so now I will take these 4 and start decorating these 4. Let me get rid of.
Margie said after I get out of crochet mode, maybe.
Yeah. That's funny. Okay. I'm going to keep these just until I finish here. If I haven't used them, they're getting thrown away. Because there's plenty more where they came from. Yes, they are usable. Don't tell me they're usable. I know they're usable. They are usable. But if I haven't used them today in this project, I've got tons of books. And even just, I only used a couple of pages. And, you know, if I cut all the edges off of all of these, one book, there's tons of them. So there's plenty where that came from. We can't keep everything. We can't use everything. If I keep everything, I have no room to experiment with anything new. And then I can't even find the old stuff. So we're getting in that mode of use it or lose it. Okay, so there's the 2 large ones. And there's the 2 smaller ones. They're not even the same size. That one's 3 by 4. That one's 3.5 by 4. Interesting.
Crayons or scribbles are there also called. Did you have those out?
Say that again.
Christy says watercolor crayons or scribbles, they are also called. I have the old Stampin' Up! And the
Yes. Now, are you saying that's something that you want to play with, or you're suggesting we use it here today? Okay. So make a note, and as soon as we get through making a couple of these, then I'll say, okay, now put them in comments. That way, Candy can grab them there and write them all down, or copy and paste. But right now, I do want her to be able to make a couple of these journal cards. So So keep a little list, and then if you've got several things, you can put them together. And there's a couple of comments with questions that were left on the Facebook page where I requested it. So we'll go to those first, and then we'll go to any questions that you post here. Got this little tag that's been hanging around here that might be cute to use, but I need to finish fussy cutting that out. So something about fussy cutting, y'all know that it's easier to fussy cut. You're going to get better results if you turn the paper, not the scissors. Leave the scissors in place and turn the paper. You know that. But I always tried to get right up to the line. There, perfect example. I always tried to get right up to the line. And then as I did it, I ended up cutting in too much, like right there. So what I've figured out and realized is that it's better if I stay a little bit outside the line and I see a little bit of the white or cream or whatever color it is, because if I ink it, that is gone. It disappears and it looks like part of the border. If I cut in too tight, you can always see it because you've cut off the border. But if I leave it a little bit of white on the edge and then I ink it, it always looks so much better. So have that, and let's see.
Oh yeah, no worries, Christy. We'll get it. I wrote it down.
What?
Her question. She said she jumped the gun. That's because Marianne did say that, and then I was like, "This is told off from doing."
I did say that, and then I said
it was Marianne's fault. Blame it on Marianne. I'm telling you, it's always her fault.
I know. This is the tissue paper from the December box, and I think that would be really pretty on one of these, and with the color of the background of this one, I think it would be really nice on that one. So I'm thinking, what I'm thinking I'll do, I'm thinking I'll put the glue on the card where I want it. I think I'll use this collage gel.
Dolores is here. I didn't see her come in.
That's my mother.
Oh, that's right. That's
I
should know this person. I'm like,
I know.
Hello,
Dolores.
An idea using paper like you have there. She said she'd let you know later.
Okay, thank you. Cool. Okay, I'm going to use this collage gel from Stamperia. And if you weren't here last week and wonder why I keep saying Stamperia, I had a very nice
new word, ladies.
It's a new word. I went to school and I learned a new word last week.
Yeah. She's gonna bug us to death with it.
And now I'm trying to use it correctly every time I use it. I had a very nice video chat with some of the folks from Stamperia, and it was a very nice chat. And in the middle somewhere, I said, "Hey, I've been wondering, and I keep forgetting to ask, is it Stamperia or Stamperia? What is the correct way to say the name of the company?" And Giovanni, who you see on the videos or the lives, he's on the lives all the time. He's the one that gives away the pizza boxes. He says, and he was so cute watching him on the video. He was there with his dog. His dog was really cute. I know the dogs are always cute. He's standing there and he goes like, he says, "Well, we don't usually say anything about it until somebody asks, and then we tell them the secret." And he says, "It's like you say pizzeria," and he's using his hand, pizzeria, Stamperia, pizzeria, Stamperia. And I said, "Oh, like pizzeria, Stamperia." And he says, "Yes, perfect." So it is pizzeria, Stamperia. They are now a pizzeria in my mind. So I'm trying to get in the habit of saying it correctly, because that is the correct way to say the name of the company.
She's like a new kid with a word, ladies.
I know. She learned a new word at school, and she's using it all over the place. I've been saying that Stamperia for so long that I am trying to use it until it gets ingrained in my brain and I say it right. So what I did was put the collage gel down.
Margie says, "I'm getting hungry for pizza."
I know. I'm putting the collage gel down where I want the paper to stick. And I think on this one, I want to see that border. I just, I could have cut it out. Maybe I should have cut it out, but I figured I'll just tear it off as soon as it's dry. But so I only put collage gel on the book page. And then I just set the paper on top of it. So it's sticking on the book page and not on that little border, because that border is such a nice match for these flowers. I'm going to set it aside just so I don't keep grabbing hold of it because it's big. Let it dry a minute, and then I'm just going to tear it off right there around the border. Okay, so let me set that. And I'm going to let that be the background on that one. So then, uh-oh, I lost one. Right there. Okay.
Imagine that.
Oh, really? That wouldn't happen. So then I can use scraps of tissue paper, scraps of napkin. I can use just scraps of paper. So let me do a collage with some scraps of paper on these. That one had glue all over it from before. And I also think that this stuff would make a really pretty background collaged over that book page. So I grabbed that from last month's box. No, that was from November's box. Okay, so if I do, I want to have a variety of colors of paper, some dark paper, some light paper. Lost my deckled scissors there. I'll just continue cutting that off. That could be either. I've even got, here's some spray dyed paper. There's some old, something in there, book page. Something in where?
In this frame.
I've got these stickers. So, those long packs of stickers that we had in the box. These here. These are washi stickers, so you can see right through them. Those are perfect for layering in this kind of thing because you can see right through them. Okay. So first I'm going to try to use anything that's here on my pile. This is just stuff I gathered up from my desk, because the more of that I can use, the cleaner my desk is going to be. Those little guys. Here's some other pieces of offcuts that were sitting around my desk. And another thing I might use, I do have some words down here because I may use words, but I also wanted to get the stickers from one of our boxes. Let's see. Oh, maybe those, if I put some botanicals on, those stickers might be nice. But the one, this one, these stickers might be nice.
Yeah.
You might even do some stamping. If the paper you put out here is solid color, then you might even end up, doing a little bit of stamping. So background stamping on it. All right.
All right, that one's done. I said that one's done.
Nice. Let me make it large. That's a good one. Love it.
I'm dropping things right now.
Is that a 4x6?
Yeah.
Okay. Love it. See how she's got the background paper and then she just collaged stuff on top of it. And great journal card. The other side can be written on.
Yeah.
Perfect. Love it.
Coffee dye paper on it, but yeah.
Yeah. Even that, what's there could be, you could ink over it just to make it take the edge off that white.
Yeah,
and
I am going to take ink
kind of
over
cool
it.
to have the design.
Let's see. Penny, I've been crafting since, Penny said she's been crafting since she was 11, and I still don't know my style yet. Is that a terrible thing? No, because it keeps changing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Penny, that's one of the questions. Hang on to write those kind of questions down, because those would be good things for us to talk about when we
And she says she has a lot of styles, but her favorite is steampunk.
Yeah.
We are one. There's a lot of creatives that have more than one style.
Yeah.
It's not, Sylvia says it's not terrible. You are unique. Your style is free flow. As you feel, you flow with your creation.
We are 1 hour into it. Do you want them to start putting questions in there?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and start put 3 question marks. Type it in to show them exactly what it would look like. 3 question marks, and then your question or your supply that you would like to see a Monday or a Saturday night on, but probably a Monday. Now's the time to put those in so Candy can take all of those.
Screen so I can bring in the keyboard.
Sure. And I will, I'm going to start with the 2 questions that were put in Facebook on the question where I ask you to answer with any questions you might have. And first, let me show you what Dawn Marie's already made. Oh, cute.
Christy says her style changes with their moods. Yeah, exactly.
Let's see here.
Oh, crap. We got a bot.
Oh, cool. She did the January prompt and a journal card. Hang on. So
wait. Oh, crap. I think I hit the wrong. Hold on, Margie. We did it at the same time.
There's Dawn Marie's.
Margie,
so she did the January prompt on the right and 2 journal cards at the same time. Super cute, Dawn Marie. I like those. Yeah. Okay, don't be blocking each other. That's funny. Okay, so the 2 questions we already had. Let's get that one off the screen. And the 2 questions we already had come in. Margie asked, what other crafts do you know how to do? And when did you start paper crafting? So let's see.
I blocked you, Margie.
What?
I said I thought I blocked her because we did it at the same time and it disappeared. And I was like,
oh no, don't be blocking Margie. Yeah, the Margie drug interactions will come out.
Yeah. Sorry. I was like, oh, yes.
No. Well, when I was little, I've been basically crafting all my life. My mom is very artistic. She can paint and draw, and she taught me to sew and all the things. My mom did everything. So she was a great inspiration in starting to craft. So when I was very little, I was exposed to it. But I used to go to summer school. Summer school was fun at my elementary because they had classes like arts and crafts. And so I would go take arts and crafts, classes in the summer. And we would do things like, that's where I learned to boondoggle and, making those kinds of things. Just fun little stuff like that. And so a lot of the things that we do that, hail back to when we were little, that's when I learned them, was in elementary school. I remember, let's see, I guess you call music a craft. I started playing the piano when I was about 5. I used to stand at the piano and just whine at my mother to teach me to play because I wanted to play so badly. And I standing there, I'm barely up to the keys. And she's like, you're too young. Finally, she did. And because I loved it so much and I wanted it so much, I wasn't too young and I did learn it and took off from there. But so that's probably 5 is where my biggest artsy thing started, with the music. And then when I was, Mom taught me to sew. I was probably 10, 11, 12 when I started learning how to sew. And I'll tell you a funny story about that. My mom reminds me every time I see her. It's funny now, but I don't recall being that funny then. I don't know. Maybe I laughed. Hopefully I laughed. But so I would make, I was in a position where, sometimes you spend money to save time and sometimes you spend time to save money. And I was in a position where I didn't have the money. So I needed to spend the time instead of spending the money, to save the money. And so that's why I learned to sew, besides the fact that I loved it. But I learned to sew all my own clothes except jeans. So I sewed everything I made, dresses, pants. I sewed slacks. And I learned to sew really well. And that's not a brag. That's because, back in that day, handmade and hand-me-down and thrift store was not a thing. That meant you were poor and you're going to get teased and everything was awful and whatever. So I didn't want anybody to know that my clothes were handmade, homemade, sewn. So that's why I learned to sew really well so that they would look like store-bought clothes. I learned how to tailor a jacket because I liked wearing, jackets. And so I had jackets and slacks. And the only thing that I didn't sew was jeans. Didn't have very many jeans then, so one pair maybe. And so I sewed everything from then on. But I remember when I was learning to sew pants and I was making a pair of slacks and laid the pattern out, and y'all know I'm tall. Candy's rubbed that in a few hundred times. So I have not. I have not. No, not at all. So I'm tall, and so the pant leg patterns were never long enough, never ever. And so I would cut the pattern in the middle around the knee, and then you push the pattern down to however long you need it. And so you're extending your pattern leg, and you know where to cut it down. And so the flare or the taper is exactly right when you go down to the bottom. Okay. And so I cut the pattern in half. My mom is probably, if she's still here, she's probably laughing out of her chair. I extended the pattern down, I pinned it all on, went and cut my pattern out, and I cut around the pattern, cut my leg right in half. Yeah, she laughed. She laughed hard.
Yeah, I didn't have that problem. Mine were always too long.
Yeah. And thankfully we had some more fabric. So put it on, did it again, cut it in half again. I just get to town, go to town, focusing on cutting out my pattern. And I'm cutting around the pattern. And so finally I learned to take a piece of paper and cut a piece of paper the same width and just pin that paper on between it so that I would know to keep going. I was just focusing on the pattern and cutting the pattern. So good thing we had enough fabric. But that back then, fabric was cheap. $1.25 a yard, $1.50 a yard, which was awesome. Nowadays, fabric is $10, $15 a yard. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So
Marty's laughing so hard.
I'm sure. I'm laughing now. I just don't remember if I was laughing then or not.
All right. Penny wants to know if we're going to do anything on gelatos, and we can do those. Yes, we can.
Gelatos. Yeah. We actually do have a Monday Jumpstart on gelatos from last year, if you want to look that up. But yeah,
we'll show the differences.
I
think they want to see how to use it.
We did a lot. We did a whole series of Monday Jumpstarts on like gelatos and 4 or 5 different brands. However many we had. All the crayons.
They're called crayons, pastels. Yeah, right?
Those things. So
yeah, soft pastels is what they're called.
We did, yes, the soft pastels. Yeah. So we'll do, any of those, say the ones that you want. We'll do those on how to use them, where we've done, kind of what they are and how they interact. Probably we'll post that video before we do it. So you could go back and watch that one to see how they act and how they work. And so then you'll know that when we go into how to use them, it'll make more sense. So, okay, let me just quickly finish that question there. So sewing, when I was 12 years old is when I remember in a class, a teacher, it was a church class. And I remember the teacher did a lesson on journaling, and she gave us each just a little spiral notebook and talked about journaling and why it was important and how to do it. Just, write down whatever. She gave us that notebook, and I started journaling that very day. And I didn't miss a day until I was 21. I journaled every day from 12 to 21. I still have those spiral notebooks in a box. It's hilarious to look at them. But that's where I started journaling. And then when I was about 13, I always wanted to scrapbook, but the scrapbooks that I saw were so beautiful, so nicely done, and the layouts, and I just didn't know how to do that. And so I just put something together. When I was 13, I made this. I took a 3-ring binder because I didn't know, how else to make a cover. And I made a cover for the 3-ring binder out of this orange. Remember that orange furry fabric? The hair, the fur was like this long. No, it's probably that long, but it's or bright orange, and it's that furry fabric. I think they made pillows and stuff out of it back then. I actually made a cover for that entire binder to turn it into this was my first junk journal, and I didn't know it. So I believe I still have that in a box in the garage too. I'll have to go dig it out one of these days. But my first junk journal, not knowing what it was, what it really was called, was at 13. And then I just put stuff. I just did stuff like we do. I knew that I couldn't do a beautiful scrapbook because I just hadn't ever learned how to do that. So that was my first junk journal without knowing. When I was 12, I guess it was a big year. I learned how to crochet and how to knit. I still like to crochet. I never really took to the knitting. I knew how to knit. I could pick it up again. I just didn't like it as much. I like the crocheting better. I think the first thing I made was one of those granny square purses where you make the granny squares and then you crochet around it. And then you have the fringe hanging down and the drawstring on top. The entire thing is crocheted. I remember making that. And then from there, done a little bit in jewelry, picked up some other instruments along the way. That always brings out the creative side of me. I love everything about paper crafts. There was a period of time as a single mom where I really didn't feel like I had or could take any time for myself, which is wrong, but that's how I felt. And so I didn't, but I was drawn to it. I wanted to get into paper crafts, and I really thought I wanted to be a card maker. So I started collecting thousands of stamps and thousands of dies, all the things to make all these beautiful cards that I saw people making. And in the end, when I finally started, doing something, it wasn't cards that I ended up doing or being drawn to. It was the journals and the junk journals. I like the albums, the clean cut, clean line mini albums. I love the folios, and I love the junk journals. So when you talk about your style, that's, one thing that I always struggled with for a long time, and I don't anymore. And here's why. Because there's kind of, there's a spectrum of artists, say even paper crafters. And maybe this end is all the grungy and everything is grungy and the true junk journal and all of that. And then over here is the clean line. They only do the clean line albums and books that are with the beautiful paper and that kind of thing. They would never use junk in it. And so that spectrum goes, you can't even see my hands, from one end to the other. And then there's everything right in the middle. And so if you think for a minute where you are, most likely you tend toward one side or the other a little bit more, but most likely you aren't completely one side or the other. You might be. There are people who are only over here and don't care to do this at all, and vice versa. But most likely you're over here somewhere where you say, I tend towards, maybe 80% of the junk journal, but I like using some of the new paper in it. I like using new things, and I like mixing it up, and I love the beautiful paper, and and I would even make one of those, but this is what I like doing more than that. But I do like that a little bit, all that kind of thing. The pretty embellishments that aren't junk, adding those to, the junk journal. Or maybe you're over here where I really prefer this, but I like a little bit of that. I would do a journal that's not quite so clean, that's got a little bit of grunge or maybe not even grunge. Maybe there's no inking in it at all, but it uses some of those other types of things. So think about that spectrum and think about where you are, this being the middle. And are you over here 100% of the grunge junk journal type, or are you over here 100% of the brand new paper, clean line, clean cut album? Okay. And kind of think about which side of the middle are you on. You could be anywhere along the spectrum, but which side are you on? What's so funny?
I like Margie goes, you don't wear the same style clothes all the time, so your arty style changes as well.
See?
Perfect.
Yeah, exactly. If you're not wearing the same style clothes you wore in junior high or high school, then you have changed along
last
the
week.
way.
I mean, yeah, my mood changes was
so. If you are somebody who likes to experiment with styles as they come out and always try the new trend, then you're going to be somebody who likes everything. You're all over the place. You want this, then that, then this, then that. Maybe you stick with this for a while, then you go back to that. But your heart may be somewhere along that spectrum towards one side or the other. I finally figured out that I'm dead center. I absolutely love it all, and I can't choose one over the other. I love them all. I love the new paper. I love the new embellishments, the pretty things, some gorgeous, lace and all of that. And I love steampunk and grunge and junk and all of that. Absolutely, all of it. So, Penny, when it comes to style, some people make, she's boho, she does boho, and she does it really beautifully. Well, maybe because she's figured out that she does that really well, she keeps going, and maybe that's the only thing she likes to do. But the majority of us have a little bit of a range, and some of us can range from all the way at one end to all the way at the other end, and it's totally okay. That is my style. My style is paper crafting everything.
I sent you questions.
Okay. Let me do the second question that was in Facebook here. Christy asked, how did you get started into the craft you're in now? Have you always...
Wait. Your mom said, I forgot. Your mom said you then made her a bag out of the top of the pair of the Levi's that you cut off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. When jeans didn't fit anymore or wore out, because, back then, if they got a little hole in the knee, you would not wear them. I mean, that was, awful. So then I cut them. And speaking of... and now they buy them with holes in them.
I know. I still don't get that.
Yeah. I did make her a bag out of the top of the jeans. I actually have 2 full bins of jeans of all sizes, from little tiny baby ones to whatever, with all different styles, to make stuff with jeans. So do y'all have jeans hanging around, old jeans? Do y'all have a bin of jeans that you just haven't thrown away? We used to cut
Goodwill.
We used to cut squares and make quilt tops out of them, and then tie quilts, and they're great blankets to throw out to have a picnic, or keep in the car or something like that. Christy says, how did you get started in the craft you're in now? Have you always been a creative person, or is it something that happened in your adult life? I would say that I've always been a creative person, and even during the period of my life that I wasn't actively creating in crafts, I was actively creating. I am kind of a serial entrepreneur. I love creating something out of nothing. And I will often look at something that somebody does and say, oh, here's how I could turn that into a business for you. I love creating a business out of nothing, for somebody. And my brain is just always working in that way, turning something, this into that, this into that. I have owned several businesses throughout the time. And even, while I wasn't crafting as a single mom, I was self-employed. I've been self-employed my entire life, aside from 6 years that I took out, that I went to a corporate job, was convinced to go to a corporate job when they were opening a new division to help home-based and small-based businesses. And after about 6 years, I was restless and needed to get back to being self-employed. So yeah, I think I've always been a creative person. As far as the paper crafting, I've always been drawn to it. Didn't really know how to do it. I started collecting all those things that I saw that people use, the dyes, the stamps, even ink. I collected a ton of different ink, and I would look at it and say, I don't know the difference between archival ink and distress ink. And I don't even know what, some of the others are, but they had all these names, and I didn't know what the difference was and what I should use, for what. And then I started, it was probably only about 5 years ago, I started noticing on Facebook that there was groups like about junk journaling, like friendly junk journal people was the very first group I was in. And thank goodness, because they were awesome. That's Linda Israel's group. They're amazing, wonderful people. It's a huge group now. And then I started watching, Linda's lives. I got into some other groups and started, just looking at the things people were doing. Some of them were like card making groups and some of them were journaling groups. I remember when I typed a question in friendly junk journal people, and I asked, because there was some discussion going on about journals, and I asked, what is a signature? I remember that. And so I'm always very open to people who are just starting, just learning, just wanting to explore a new craft. To when they say, what is this? Don't ever feel, embarrassed or stupid for asking, because if you don't know, if you've never been exposed to it, how do you know? And everybody knows that we all started somewhere, and mine wasn't even that long ago. So I remember Robin Fennessy answering, telling me what a junk journal or what a signature was. And I'm like, oh, that's what that's called. It makes perfect sense. So I learned, so much. And so then I just started exploring YouTube and exploring Facebook, went into a lot of groups. I ended up leaving a lot of groups because they're, you know how they are. And, just watching a lot of YouTube videos, how to buy
YouTube videos.
I would watch everything I could find on YouTube about, I'd search like how to bind a book, how to do a hidden spine, and 5-10 people, and they're all doing it slightly different. I'm going to watch them all. I'm going to find the little things. I'm going to try it a time or two and see what worked for me, what didn't, what I liked, what I didn't like, all the different things. And even watching the different styles of making a junk journal, there were certain things that you're drawn to more than others. So that's why we try to do a real variety of stuff, because everybody doesn't like the same things. And you can always take the same idea, the same project we're making, and you can make it in your style or something that appeals to you. You could make it totally grungy. You could make it totally clean. It doesn't matter. Change it for what you like. And Linda Israel's live is where I met Julie and Margie. And we've been friends ever since then. They were like my first, thank goodness there were some awesome people that I met in there to become friends with. But yeah, so I've known them since the beginning of my junk journaling stuff. So let me get back here.
My junk journaling started not long ago either, because I was a digital scrapbooker.
Oh, and she does beautiful digital
and then
work.
One of the ladies that I buy a lot of her stuff, one of her followers was Liz the Paper Project. And she used one of the scrapbook kits to make a junk journal or a junk journal insert or a happy mail for a junk journal.
And you're like, what? What's a junk journal?
And I was like, what? And then she talked, and the thing was, is she talked about, she always had this paper addiction when she was younger. I was like, oh, that's me.
That's me. Love pretty paper.
And then she said, junk journaling has given her an outlet. I was like, oh, let me search that. And then I found Gail and Louise Heinzel and 49 Dragonflies and some other ones, and I would watch those. And I was like, oh yeah, pretty
paper, pretty fabric. It's like,
I like, I can do this,
Yeah.
And I had kind of lost my mojo in the digital scrapbooking because of one of the designers I was on her design team. She had died from cancer, and it just it really just
knocked the wind out of you.
And it was just made it really sad. And I just was trying to do something else, and plus, Eric was, he's no longer here. He was up in New York. I wasn't getting a lot of photos, and it just made me miss him more when I make a page about him. It was depressing for me. So I had to try to find something that would
different
outlet. Yeah. Christy says she'd never done anything like this until she entered Happy Paper People. Christy,
awesome.
You can tell that. I mean,
Christy's a master
card makers are that's hard
card
to do.
maker, and she's just naturally
make a card. They look terrible.
So here's the thing, guys. We purposefully, when I started Happy Paper People, I purposefully set out to make it multicultural in the art sense. Because I honestly believe, quilting. It's another thing. I learned to quilt when I was about 10 years old. And I have literally hand-stitched, quilted. I've tied a ton too, but hand-stitched quilting, the entire quilt. And I believe that I could look at a quilt pattern and be inspired for a journal page, that you could look at a quilt pattern and be inspired for a card. I could look at a card and be inspired for a tag. And, so the whole purpose of having all of the arts in here is so that we have so much more inspiration than just our, if we know what we know, our vision is about this wide. And if Candy comes in beside me and she's done digital scrapbooking, that's all she's done. Her vision is about this wide. But put hers and mine together, and now all of a sudden our vision is about this wide. Then you add Christy, who's done cards, and her vision is this wide because she's a card maker. Add her in, and now her vision is this wide because now she's got this and this and this. So we can use everything to find inspiration and everything to learn from each other. And if we I really like this, I'd somehow like to turn this into a page. Do you have some ideas? It's just not coming to me, whatever it is. We help each other. It's just, it's an amazing community. And that's what Happy Paper People was built on. And that's why it is so amazing, because you all are like that. You all have different backgrounds, different strengths, different talents that you came in with, and every one of you has developed different talents while you were here. And that's awesome. And I'm learning new stuff all the time from you, which I love. I love Margie's Afghans. They're gorgeous, and they inspire me to some things I might do, in other ways. And I love looking at the card makers. Nobody's posted cards for a while. I love looking at the card makers' cards.
Beautiful. I mean, because I can't make them.
That's a talent. No. But I find inspiration in their cards for, journal things.
Yeah.
So, please, and we used to say it all the time. I guess we kind of got out of the habit, but I used to say, please post all of your art things. It doesn't matter what type it is, whether it's sewing or I'm in the middle of a quilt that I really need to get back to and finish. Quilting, crocheting, card making, journaling, whatever it is, photography. I can look at somebody's beautiful photography and be inspired for something else. So just know that it's all welcome, it's all wanted, and it's all needed. It really is.
Yeah, Julie says she started off scrapbooking, moved on to card making, and then junk journals.
And then cool. And now you have all of them in your repertoire.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to only do one.
Questions are in private chat.
Oh, okay. So.
There was a couple.
Yeah, my mom could probably tell you some.
And she likes making pop-up cards. Of course you do. Of course you do.
A lot of that. Yeah. So Julie asks, what styles are people attracted to? I almost read the whole thing out loud. That's hilarious. Okay. So here's the thing. If you try to make art based on what other people are attracted to, what other people might like, what other people might want, you will undoubtedly end up with something that nobody likes. And that's not a fact. That's pretty cut and dried, and none of this is cut and dried. But the point is, there are a billion people. There's a million people in our community. And there's, I don't know how many different styles of art, how many different styles of journaling and junk journaling and folio journaling and album journaling, all those things. There's so many different styles. And yet when you look around, there are full Facebook groups and YouTube channels with thousands of followers for every single one of them. That means there are people attracted to every single style. So what that tells you is that when you create, you need to create and make what you want to. Unless you're doing a commissioned piece for somebody and they want something and you said, I'll do that for you. But otherwise, you need to create what you want, because there is a ton of people who will like that. Now, don't get hurt about this, but there's also a whole bunch of people that might not like it. And it's okay. Everybody can't like the same things. If everybody likes to the same degree the same things, we will never learn anything. We will never grow. We will never, expand our vision of what we've seen. It's when we see something different than we do that we go, oh, how many times do we say, I never thought of using it that way? What a great idea. Oh, I love the way she did that. Oh, because we just didn't think of that. We don't want to all do things the same way. We don't want to. We need the expanded vision of everybody. So please don't try, to do in a specific way because so-and-so is doing it, or you think that's what everybody likes. There is definitely a huge audience for every single thing. And there are people that will love what you do if you do what you love to do. Does that make sense? I hope so. Get off my high horse now.
Margie, preach it to stuff.
Yeah, that's right. But it's true. I mean, it's sad and it's frustrating at the same time when people are trying to do what they think people want them to do. It's sad to me because they're missing out on the joy of art. They're not enjoying it because they're trying to be something or to make something. And it's frustrating because, just let that go and do what you want to do. And the other thing is if you think I need to do it like so-and-so because I don't know how to do it, I don't do it very well, and it's not going to look good, it's just going to be a failure, then get busy and make that failure. If you talk to the best artists in the world, the ones you consider the best, the most successful, you have got to have failure in creativity, or you will never progress in your creativity. Quote Marianne Hobbs, you have got to have failure in your creativity, because if you don't, you haven't tried anything that you've never tried before. And you're not being creative if you don't try anything new. So you've got to have failure. Heavens knows I've had plenty. In fact, I can't show you because I already covered it up. We made, when we did the box opening the other night, we made little journals out of some of that paper, right? Well, I sat here and took some lunar paste and started playing. This is Roar, which I love, on the cover. Lunar paste and something else. I got a brush and I was making words and I wanted to write art journal. And I did that and I looked at it and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's awful. That is just awful. So I took this page that is the little steampunk page that I liked, and I glued it on the top, and that is now the cover to my mini art journal.
Carrie Paper Puddles is here. She's
hi, Carrie.
Watching and listening, but she's still putting our craft room together, and it's a beautiful craft room. If you ask me, I think it's cute.
Yes.
Glenna says she likes to go back between grunge and doily, so she gets.
Yes. Yeah, she's a really good example of that. She's learned, and accepted that she likes both. So why not? Absolutely, why
Dawn
not?
Says never measure yourself against other artists and their work.
Thank you very much, Dawn. That's exactly right.
And
Dawn
Margie said, "Dang it, Sylvia, you are scrapping off on me."
What did Sylvia say?
Nothing. It was just Margie was saying, "Art is life. Preach it, sister." Breaks out in him.
Yeah, it's true. It is absolutely true. And if you want to, if you're not enjoying it, if you're not enjoying your creativity, that means you're trying to do something that is not feeling like it's coming from you. So stop it. Just stop it and just do whatever you want to do. And sometimes I just want to mush stuff around, and then it looks like it's just stuff mushed around and I cover it up. But that's what I want to do. I just want to smear paint around or smear lunar paste around or whatever, because it feels good. So just do what you want to do. There's always people that like it. And if somebody doesn't like it, it's okay. And you will never get nasty comments and happy paper people. And if you don't like what somebody did, you don't have to comment on it. Or you can just say something neutral. We don't say negative things, to each other, because I can look at a piece of art that Candy did. Maybe I don't like it. Maybe it would never go in my house. Oh. I know. Maybe I do. Maybe I like it, but it still wouldn't go in my house. It's not something I'd ever buy. But I can look at it and I can appreciate. I can say, wow, look at that. I know that took a lot of time. Or here's where the inspiration comes in. Look at that technique she used. I'm not attracted to the whole piece of art, but I love the technique she used on that. I'm going to try that.
I know, Margie. I can't believe she said that.
I can, because I know, Candy won't get hurt and
I'm going to go cry in the corner
get
now.
mad at me. So, but
Carrie
rather
made
than
a birthday card yesterday for one of the ladies in the Bible study, and she messed it up. After trying several ways to make it better, she just decided to start over. But you learned something, but she learned something. And that's true.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
I learned that making cards is not my thing.
Man. Yeah, I'm with you. So yeah, it's true though. You don't have to love and be attracted to a piece of art to get inspiration from it.
Yes.
Just look at it closely and you'll find.
Like Glennis's zombie journals. They're not my thing. But
right. I'm never
love
going to
how
be,
she does
I
them. I think
won't
it's
say
very
never.
creative, and I just
Yeah, sometimes you look at it and you're like, wow, that was a great idea of how to do that. I like what she did with that. So yeah. Glennis asked, are we going to do any more development jumpstart? If any of you that are new in the past couple of months, we've done some really cool like personal development jumpstarts. Those are some of my favorites, and maybe they're becoming even more so because a lot of you guys send me messages and say that was your favorite. So since I know that you like them, it makes it even better for me to do, because I really, really enjoy those. So if you want to go back and look at any Monday Jumpstarts, you'll be able to tell by the topic. Yes, Glennis, we will, especially if you want them. If you want development Jumpstarts, and sometimes these are the things that push you outside your comfort zone and make you try something new that you wouldn't have, but you're participating, so you do. And in the end, you go, oh, holy cow, I had no idea that I could do that, So, yeah.
Carrie says she's learned that if I make something I don't like it, I just keep adding to it until I'm satisfied. Yes, that's a technique too. And then you get to a point where you're like, I'm just done with this. That's how I am with cards. I can't even do it anymore.
So this is one of the pages, one of the little cards that I made the other night when we did that. This little girl's sitting in here and there's purple all around. And I've been looking at this ever since then. What was that, Thursday? I couldn't stand it. It's just ugly. It doesn't work. I don't know. So I'm showing it to Candy and I'm like, it's not working. I don't like it. So we found a little white bow, put it up here, a little bit of black for something dark. I put a little word, adorable, covered the ugly purple button, tore off this corner that I had some purple, lunar paste, trying to bring the color together. I'm not sure it's 100% there, but it's 100% better than what it was. Yes. I just didn't like it at all. I like the little girl sitting there, but yeah, because she reminds me of somebody I knew in first grade. Oh man.
Margie says, come by me, Candy, mean old M. And then she goes, oh wait, you can't. There's snow here. Yeah, not coming, Margie. Dawn Marie was like, what is a zombie journal? You need to look up intricate scraps on YouTube and you can look at one of Glennis's zombie journals.
I'm so mean to Candy. Yeah.
Margie says, that is beautiful, Marianne.
Oh, you like it? I might send it to Margie.
What is the developmental Jumpstart? Julie asked. Where we did those.
Julie, you've been to them where
we did the doodling, then we did the coloring, making the lines, coloring.
Let's see, we did the just left me what it's called.
Carrie says, oh my God, I never thought about getting rid of the straight edge of my paper with a pair of those edging scissors. I know. Isn't it funny? Sometimes you'll see something, you're like, duh.
See? That's it. You don't have to even like my style of what I'm doing. But when you see a technique and you go, I'm going to use that. Yeah.
But exactly. You're just like, why didn't I think of that? That's just so.
Yes. Candy says it to me all the time. Did you see this? Why didn't I think of that?
It's a head smack. Bam.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? Don't ever, unless you're copying somebody's thing line for line, or their digital exactly, or something that they created, you don't have to worry about getting that idea from somebody. You're not stealing anything from them. We do this to inspire each other. We want to be inspired by each other. So if you see that technique that I did or Candy did, and you go, I'm going to use that, great, take it, use it. More power to you. That's what it's for. That's why we do it.
Christy said the Zentangle thing wasn't for her, made her anxious, but she liked the other one.
You know what? And that's interesting because some people like Zentangle and some people don't. And I get it.
I don't
It's
like
totally
the
okay.
structure of the Zentangle. I like to doodle, but I don't like
neurographic art. If you look up the one about neurographic art, that was kind of a developmental one, the neurographic art.
Yeah.
We did one where we talked a lot about the psychology of art and artists. That was a good one.
That doesn't always work for a card, Julie, to make a junk journal cover and make it a card. It doesn't always work. Believe me, I know. Tried that.
Nope.
Carrie says she sucks at making cards too, but she's the one that's been designated to make all the birthday cards for the Bible study women because they know I'm a crafter. I'm like, that's not my thing, ladies. I'm not doing it. I've learned to say no.
So, you know what? No. You can always make tags because you make great tags. You can make a tag and then you stamp a to and from on the back. And you make if everybody's going to sign it, then you make a large tag and everybody has room to sign it on the back. So, you can always just alter stuff to your talents and what you can do. But, yeah, so what else do you want to see? It was Candy, some things to put on her list.
Here's hold on. Glennis has got some finished, ready to go. Okay.
Oh, there they are. Do you want me to show them?
No, I got them.
Okay.
They're up on the screen. So those.
Oh, pretty. Wow. Those are awesome, Glennis. Those are really pretty.
And the squirrel.
Just throw that around.
Those are cute.
Yeah, those are very cute. Very pretty. I'm trying to use up some of these bits that are around here, and I'm having a hard time finding something that I want. I might have just pushed it right off onto the floor is what I might have done. Or into the trash can, because, tend to do that. Let's see. Yeah, we'll do some more development. Oh, there it is. I didn't. I put it right there. We'll do some more developmental ones. I really like them. I like the things that make me think, think outside the box. That's kind of a strange term. It's kind of relative. But I like the things that make me think differently than I typically do. Because my box might be different from your box, and thinking outside of it might be totally normal to you. So it's not really thinking outside the box. It's thinking differently than you typically do, which is going to open up your mind to expansion. And honestly, the only way that you're going to grow and learn and expand is if you are willing to have failures. And I don't want to say make mistakes, because there really isn't a mistake. Because I think Christy said, you don't like it, just keep piling stuff on it. Put gesso over it. Start again. Put some fabric over the top of it. Do on this, like this little girl. Put some lace on it. It's, so they're not failures or not mistakes, but they might be a failure from what you wanted or started out for.
Cut off that rickrack.
I could do that. Oh, I like this, but I don't want like a net next to that color. Butterfly on the bottom. Maybe it just needs to be a smaller butterfly. I don't see. Yes, I'll cut off the rickrack.
And I remember Christy wanted to know about the watercolor crayons and the.
Oh,
and we'll do those. We will definitely. Those are on our
list. Sure. Yeah, put those on the list, and we'll definitely do. Yeah, watercolor.
Do watercolor crayons.
Yeah, watercolors.
Pencils,
yeah.
Markers.
Well, like anything that kind of goes together, we can do together. But if they're completely separate styles or products that are used differently, but they might be different, but in the end, you can use them, a lot of them in the same way. Yeah. I mean, if you need something watercolor, you can take your crayon, scribble it on your mat a little bit, and then get your brush wet and go for color and use that as watercolor. That works. You don't have to have a watercolor paint set right next to you.
Linda's here. She just got home. She's running late.
Hey, Linda. Happy to see you. They were really easy on the questions today.
Yeah. Just put them in the Facebook group if you think of them later, ladies. We were just trying to pick your brains too to get what you wanted.
Yeah, what you want to do on
wanted, you know.
Do you want us just to kind of systematically go through a bunch of products, the things like the pastels? We're going to do pan pastels, and maybe we'll do some more with lunar paste now that we've gotten it and have had time to play. We always do the experiment right at the beginning, and we're just playing with it, but we don't really know it. So once we get to know it and figure it out, you know, maybe we should do another one where, okay, now we've figured it out. Here's how ideas of how you can actually use it.
Julie said yes.
Okay.
Big ideas with the tags.
Big ideas with the tags. But
different, I think just different ideas with tags. I know I like tags.
Oh, is that what that means?
I think.
You'd like different ideas to do with tags?
Big tags. Not
big
just
tags or new
big one.
Whoever wrote that, can you be a little more specific on what you were looking for? Because there's a lot of ways to interpret that. There are definitely a lot of ways to interpret that. So, okay, I want to show you this. I'm trying to pull off the little foamy thing that's going to make it elevate off the back because I want it flat. But this little, you can see it on the back better. This little die cut, it's just cardstock die cut, has been sewn. There, you can see it right there. He's been sewn right down the middle of his body. So even this thing that I've got from the store, never thought about sewing down the butterfly. That's cute. Even leaving the little trail of thread coming out. That's a cute idea. I hadn't thought about that.
I've done that.
I was going to say, and then Candy will go, I've been doing that for years.
No, not years, but and I'm sure I saw somebody do it.
Yeah. And you know what, guys? There's rarely anything new. Somebody's always done it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Just do it.
Glenda says she'd like to see more on the foundry wax. Yeah.
It's
hard to use that foundry wax, though.
Okay, so I'm learning a little bit more about how to use this vintage paste that Antonis created. And now I'm getting excited to use it because I'm learning more about it. And I told him that we need some more videos on how to use it. And did you know, I didn't know, I just learned this when I was talking to Stamperia the other day, that
she told you a new word, lady. She's reusing it again already.
Stamperia. Well, some people just came in, so they don't know what I'm talking about or who I'm talking about. And yeah, if you don't know why I'm saying Stamperia instead of Stamperia, go back and watch the beginning. And the word, they're right in front of me. That's why. So this is the original vintage paste, this great big bottle tube that Antonis created, or Stamperia. Okay. And then they took this paste, added color, and that's where these came from. So if you're wondering, what's the difference? What are they? Antonis created these as well. So it is the same vintage paste with the rust, the things that make it patina, the rust, the dark blue, the patina color, the gray, and the white. So this is just the base vintage paste without the color, which just ages things and looks so cool. And then that's with the color. So if you got some of those and you see this and you're like, what is the difference? I didn't know what the difference was. They explained it to me. And they said, if there's a product that you want to try, let us know and we'll find a way to get it to you to try. So if there's something that we haven't tried that we want to experiment with before I go order a ton of them to see if we like them, I now have permission to ask them to hook us up.
Margie says, do a lot of mixed media while she's in crochet mode.
Really? Then when she gets back into paper crafting mode, go back to the paper crafts. Let's see if I can find a word. Oh, look at this. I got all these words just sitting here. Dream might work. I'm going to do that. I like to take my words and round the corners. Where's my corner rounder? don't actually round the corners. I just cut the whole thing off. And it rounds the end instead of the corner. One cut. I do like that. So feel free to take that and use that if you want. It's a way to soften up a square word. There we go. And then I'm going to call that one good. Yeah, there is a lot more mixed media that I'd like to do. Candy and I would like to do like a shadow box. You might have seen Tim Holtz do them. He takes those little boxes with the little tiny spaces and makes all the little tiny things in the spaces. And so then you have this cute shadow box. I'd like to do one of those. And Candy said she wanted to as well. So I was thinking that I have access to the boxes, that I would order, a box and then show it. And then everybody who wants to do it with us, we'll do a pre-order to get all the boxes in. But you all know kind of what those boxes look like, right? There's actually different sizes of boxes and they just have little sections in them. It's not like square like that. The sections, some of them are longer, some of them are square, some are, rectangle or tall. You all know what those little boxes look like. So how many of you would want to do one of those little boxes with us with teeny tiny things in it? And if you do, you need to start collecting teeny tiny stuff. I got these teeny tiny little star buttons. So anything you see around that, you might throw it away because it's just a teeny tiny bit of something, not a bit of paper, although you can use bits of paper to do the back. So it's like wallpaper, but just little small things.
Carrie said, how short your memories are, ladies. Marianne said instead of birthday cards, I could just make tags and the ladies could sign the tag.
Well, I did remember that, and I thought about that when she said big ideas.
And that I don't even remember you saying
that. Oh yeah, no. And she said she's been designated the birthday card maker for.
Oh.
Yeah, it said because she makes great tags. Make a big tag, and then she's the one then that said big ideas for the tags.
Yeah.
Okay. So she was commenting on that idea. Then I got it.
She's laughing at us.
Can you make a list of anybody? Yeah, well, it comes with age. We're all dealing with it. Could you make a list of anybody who knows that they want to do one of those little shadow boxes? No. And I'll find out which sizes are available. Even take a picture of them, and then ask you whether you want this size or this size, and we'll do that as a project together. That'd be super fun. I'd really like to do that.
And it says, where does one find these boxes? Well, Marianne can find them.
Oh yeah, I can get them, and I'll get them. You'll get them not at retail. I mean, you can get them a lot of places, any place that sells Tim Holtz probably, but you're going to pay retail. And my only purpose is, trying to get them less than retail. The less we pay for stuff, the more stuff we can get. So that's my theory anyway about me. I get more of the things that I want to try, then that's pretty awesome.
So far, just Angie.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I know Tim Holtz has them. I also have another vendor that has boxes that I want to compare. They may be exactly the same, and they may be less expensive even than my cost to Tim Holtz. So I'm going to check those out as well. Whichever one's the least expensive, that's the one I'll get. I think that would be fun. Let's see here. What happened?
I have 2 trays. I think I'm going to glue together and make a shadow box out of it.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I mean, you could take any old box and you could make the sections in the center. I just don't want to bother to take the time to make the sections. So I'm thinking.
Oh, it already has the sections.
Oh, cool.
And then I have
a decent price.
I'll have to show you one I have.
Yeah. I have a couple trays like that have little squares or rectangles in them to put things in. Are they ones that you don't use, like at your desk?
Yeah, no, because they're too big.
Ah.
I have this one. It had nuts in it.
Oh,
and so I keep my little
little word
That's
thing.
Perfect for
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Make a shadow box out of that one.
I just haven't decorated this one.
Yeah.
But the nuts came in it. We sent it to my mother-in-law, and she was like, "Do you want that box?" I was like, "Yeah."
Yes, please.
You want the box?
Don't have to ask me twice.
Yeah, and then I have some of the ones I got off of Sharon, those dentist trays.
Oh yeah,
and they're narrow, but if I put the two of them together, I think, yeah, I have to figure out how to use them.
Yeah.
Right now they got junk in them. I got to go through them and figure out what I'm going to use them. What, they were one of those collector.
Right. Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah.
Let's see. Maybe.
Now I need some.
That's not the right color in there. So I have, a lot of you have, or will have, they're in your orders that have not shipped yet. This sheet from Ciao Bella. This is a great one to cut up and use on collage like this, or in the center of those.
That's Ciao Bella.
That's Ciao Bella. Yeah, that's from I think it's Sign of the Times. There's the.
I got one. I got one similar to that from a digital. I'll have to figure out.
Ah, cool.
It's not the exact same thing, but
we had one similar to it.
She would do one, but she doesn't have the boxes. Can you show one?
I don't have one right now, but yeah, I'm going to get the boxes. Actually, I do have some. Where did I put them?
Yeah, Kaiser Crafts, where you put it together, has some. Yeah, we don't have to put them together. That's the big.
Yeah, and I just want to go
with different size cardboard boxes. Actually, I mean, if you
sure. And I just want to go the least expensive way I can. So if you get little boxes, you could get little match boxes and little cardboard boxes and all of those things.
Different
and you
sizes.
could take one cardboard box and you could put them in there and just fill up all the spaces, and then you have a little shadow box. Then you just have to make sure they're all the same level. That's usually the hardest part. That works. I mean, you can put one together, in a variety of different ways. You could just take a box and then take chipboard and make dividers this way, and then put dividers here, there, wherever to make little sections. But if I can get the shadow boxes already shadowed, and this other company, they're probably a lot less expensive than even my cost at Tim Holtz. So I'm going to check there and see what sizes they have and how much they cost. Because if I can get them, even for, I don't know how much they are. I know Tim's are expensive, but he's not the only one that makes boxes, So what am I trying to get here? What am I trying to get to? Yeah, I think that'd be fun. Got to start collecting the little miniature things to put in them. If that's where the little Monopoly game pieces and all the other game pieces, steal the grandkids' Barbie doll shoe.
Yeah,
Sylvia, the Barbie doll shoe, steal those.
They don't always call them shadow boxes. They call them
no, I don't know.
Whatever.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what to call them, but curio boxes.
Yeah, smaller boxes and bigger boxes. Yeah, that's it. And you can do different sizes. I don't like the ones that are all the same size.
Yeah. It's yeah, I like them to be different as well. But here's basically what it is. The box and the box itself comes in different sizes, which is what I was saying. I'll check on the sizes. But maybe you've got a square here, and then you've got
printer boxes. Yeah, printer boxes are
yeah.
I've heard them called that too. Linda, yeah.
Yeah, whatever it is, there's you could totally make one of your own. I think, okay, this is really bad, but I don't know how to draw them. It's just a box that has all these little sections inside it, and each section, if you could store, they're great for storing little tags. And
that's okay, I got it now. Lisa says, Linda, where do you live? I'll send you one.
She's got some awesome. Yeah, she's in Florida. Linda, we had somebody else in Florida who may be coming to retreat. Let's see. I didn't see Elisa come in. Hi, Elisa.
I didn't either. I just saw that. Linda, where are you? I'll send you one.
She's so nice. Just pop up when it's time to give something to somebody. Let me find a.
She was lurking again.
That's okay. She's always lurking and working. Doing stuff. Just glad when she's here.
Yeah. Ow. I don't like when you lurk because then I can't pick on you. So.
That's funny. Maybe that's why they lurk, Candy.
Yes,
so
I know. Maybe I should
pick on them.
Okay. Sorry.
If that's the case, you need to tell me. Not you, them. Funny. Yeah, are you making people not want to come into the live because you're going to pick on them?
I told you I'm like a bad drug.
Jeez. Bad reaction.
Have all those bad side effects.
That's funny. And I think I need a little bit of a something down here. Okay, so let's glue some of these down. Just a little bit of collage. That's all it is. It's thin enough to go in a journal and not be all bulky. And I'm using bits and pieces of paper that I love, like that old browned paper that is so old, it's crispy. But I have to be so careful, it just falls apart.
Margie says, nah, Candy is the leader of our snark brigade. No, that would be you, Margie. I'm just a follower.
Yeah, you're both snark brigading, but yeah, don't be making people not want to come in because you're going to pick on them. I'm going to start picking on you.
You do all the time. You made me cry earlier.
Oh,
I shouldn't like my stuff, ladies. Come on. Not like
I had to use you as an example because you knew that it's not true, and so I didn't want to offend somebody else.
Well, see, she offends me all the time.
Because I know you don't offend.
What?
Well, what? What the what? Of course I offend. Yeah, you do offend, but you don't get offended. You offend all the time.
I'm so bright, ladies, I'm going to blind you. Where is my little box?
Let's see. Need to just put a little bit of this down. Easy way to get in these, this was Candy's idea. Just take your sharp, pointy tweezers and stick them in the back, and you can kind of stick them between the two layers so you can get hold of the washi or the sticker and pull it off. It works really well. Half the time I go through the sticker, then I come back and get hold of it.
And ladies, I broke down and bought an old lady light.
Bought a what? Oh, an old lady lamp.
I was having trouble seeing them stupid little flowers I'm trying to create.
The magnifying glass one.
I had to keep taking my glasses on, put them back on, pick them off, put them on, pick them off.
That's funny.
So I was like, I'm gonna have to break down and buy one of those magnifying lighted things. I'm telling you what, I like it, and I can get these stickers off, ladies.
Yeah, the stickers are a lot easier when you can see them, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I was like, oh, my God.
That's kind of funny. She made me laugh. I have one in the garage for my mother-in-law.
It worked. I
might dig it out just because of what you've told me. Oh, because, yeah.
I have lights Linda. I could see. It's not the lighting. It's my eyes.
The eyes.
I cannot, with my glasses on, I can see better closer up, but I cannot see close up. I am so far nearsighted, it's not funny. I cannot see the big E on the chart. So when I take off my glasses, I can only see like what's right in front of my face. And that's what I was having to do those flowers.
Yeah.
The lighting is fine. It's getting it clear so I can see it.
Right. I get it. That's exactly my problem.
It's
not working.
Yeah, I have multifocus glasses too, Julie. You get to a point where they don't work.
It's not
does not work for me as well.
I have multifocal too, and it's
I have trifocals. I
can read out of the bottom, but when it's really close, I have to take them off to just use my regular eyes to see really close.
And I'm like, why do I have to do that? I can't even wear my contacts anymore to craft, ladies, because I can't.
I can't either because if I put my contacts on, then I have to have reading glasses to get close.
And even then, it's not.
And then even then, it's not clear enough. I'm better off without any on at all. So
exactly. So
no more contacts.
It's gotten really weird.
Yeah, I don't even wear contacts anymore.
Yeah, she's nearsighted too. Yeah.
Because you're not going to take them off every time I want to walk in the craft room and spend 20 minutes,
Yeah, but see, and mine, if I could just take them off, it'd be fine. But I can't see anything else. I mean,
yeah. No, I get that.
You get a foot from me, and it's like, I'll use a big blur. I can't see a thing. It's not even. It's just been a year, Julie. I have to get mine checked every year. I got to go in here this next month. I was trying to wait, so.
Look at these!
Some bills I had to pay.
I didn't even realize that's why they're sewn. Didn't even realize that it's sewn because the top is vellum, and there's book page underneath it.
Yeah. That's cute.
Book page on just.
Margie says she has a cataract. So.
Yeah, that makes it. That's what my mother-in-law had really bad, and she had I forgot what it's called. And so she had the magnifying thing at her desk. So I saved it. I've got it. I hung on to it.
Margie says that's what she gets for liking cataract. Get it? And Dawn Marie says she's so glad to hear all the eye problems. I thought she was the only one.
Oh, are you kidding?
I know. I just
Nope.
have too much of a problem with my contacts. I just put a pair of reading glasses on and be fine. But it's gotten worse.
But it drove me crazy to have to wear reading glasses with contacts.
Yeah, but I would do it because I love my contacts. I do not like driving in my glasses.
Yeah.
I prefer to put my contacts in if we're going to go somewhere we drive, or even riding in the car because the clip-on sunglasses don't do much.
Right. So, I don't like those either. Oh, that is cute. Look at that. I could bend it up. So it's sewn in the middle. There's vellum and there's music page and then there's printed page down there. I love that. So it could be flat. It could be, if I don't glue it down because I didn't know not to get glue on the edge because I had no idea. There we go.
Yeah, I made some of those. I do it with the book page and then 2 book pages and then a solid.
Didn't we do them together? But I didn't sew them. What did I do? I might have just done one stitch with a needle or a brad, but I really like one little tiny sew down the center.
Yeah.
That's a really cute idea. So it's dimensional, but then if it's in a book, it can be flat and it's perfectly fine. This one.
We're over our time limit.
Oh, holy cow. It's so easy to do that on Mondays. Why? Okay, so, I got 2 done, and plus the ones I did before. How many did you get done?
2.
I would say not a lot because you're busy having to watch chat, so. But that's okay. There, I used some scraps up. And I used some Project Life cards up. And I kind of think that for me, they're almost easier to do mass make. Like I cut 4 and then I covered the base of all 4.
Yeah.
And if I had a piece of scrap this big, I can tear it up into 4 pieces and use it on all 4 and just kind of lay them out and then glue them all. So it's super easy to do, that way. A layered butterfly.
I do like them.
I do too. Oh, that dragonfly is really cute. I like that.
Yeah, I found those.
Good. Oh, I've got some of those flower stickers. I need to use those.
Yep.
Yeah, or I was thinking about putting some of these on that I
two
still have.
frames.
Oh, frames. A frame would be great on here. Just on top of it. Yep. Yeah, I need to pull some frames out. See, we can use lots of odds and ends and scraps and things that we don't use on this type of thing. So, okay. Any other?
Get over her glasses. Yeah, I don't like those, Julie.
Thank you, Candy, for reading that. It really helps, Margie says. Just glean project cards onto pretty scrapbook paper without decorating. That works too. Yep. I think that's a cat attack instead of cataract.
Yeah. Marianne sold these.
We had packs. We had the big packs of Project Life. I probably still have a couple more, and they were less than half price because I got to get them.
I mean,
I got them on sale.
Yeah,
so they were less than half price of retail.
Butterfly packs you had.
I might still have.
Got buried in my butterfly bin.
Oh yeah. I have more. I have more of those that are flowers.
Yeah, I love the dragonfly.
I love these. I have these that are flower packs of different colors.
Yeah, I love those too. I have a ton of those.
Yeah, me too. All the different colors. I like.
I try to use those a lot. Ones. Yeah.
Yeah, Penny likes your dragonfly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's cute.
And then
okay, so if you think of any other supply that you want focus on, lost supply, if you think of
she has to find them first, Elisa. She might not have any more. I'm pretty sure they sold out.
Of the dragonfly?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. The dragonflies always sell out.
Yeah.
Although I may be able to get more of the Prima dragonflies that we had a couple weeks ago. Those are really pretty. Those aquarelle ones, because they sold out. But I might be able to get more of those. I'm always looking for dragonflies because we all love them and they're not as prevalent as butterflies. Good ones. Flowers, butterflies, and lace. Margie, I think we should challenge him to make a journal with nothing but flowers, butterflies, and lace. That would be just as hard as not using it at all. Only flowers, butterflies, and lace. Think of that. Okay, so if you think of something else that you would like to see featured on a Monday or Saturday, go ahead and just shoot a message to me or Candy. We'll add it to our list, and we'll be putting these things together. We're always going to be using up scraps. We have some ideas for using fabric scraps. So if you have fabric scraps, dig them out. We've got a bunch of good ideas for fabric scraps. And some of those also pull in the lace scraps and the ribbon scraps. So yeah,
we're punch.
Use them or lose them. Okay. So that's a mini one. I've got some of these coming. They sell them. They're little wood boxes and they sell them with different little wood embellishments in them.
Yeah.
I have some of these coming. I can't remember what's inside them.
The wooden embellishments, though. Only like one of them.
But these are just little tiny shadow boxes, which is totally fine. The ones I was talking about are probably a little bit bigger than that, but that's the style. And these are all the same shape and size. I like the ones where they're different sizes, sections. Here's what Angie's made. It'll come up. It's trying. Hurry. Man, technology is not cooperating today. It's trying. Not coming up. Angie, post it in the group, please, so everybody can see them. I can't even see them because they're not opening. But it's trying, and I don't think I'm not sure it's your pictures. I think it's probably the technology. I don't, Maybe it is your pictures. I don't know, because I can't see them small, and they're not opening up at all. So anyway, gotta run. Thumbs up. Definitely thumbs up. Thank you. Appreciate it. And don't forget to come back. Leave a comment. Hashtag 1000 subs on any of the videos. And let's give that box away. And we'll see you in the group. And I'm loving all the new photos people have been posting of the things that they're making. We've had a lot of new members come in recently that are joining YouTube and the Facebook group. So you guys need to post more of your stuff so everybody can see it. And that tells all the new people that it's okay for them to post too. New people come in and the people who've been there for a while aren't posting, then they're hesitant. So post your pictures, please. We love them. Be the leader. Thank you, guys. Love you. And we will see
Bye,
you
guys.
real soon. See you in the group. Bye-bye.